press Control R, hover over the center of the line, scroll up your mouse wheel, and you see you're making all those dots.
Mm-hmm.
And then click, left click, and then right click. Okay. You can close that menu.
Hang on.
Edit mode, and then click that. Control. Hit delete parentheses.
Callie's doing good.
And there we
Bad
go.
guy is sitting here waiting for everyone to catch up. What is Goat doing? Goat,
Sorry
how
about
you
that.
doing?
My brother just interrupted me. That's why I muted.
There.
No, that's perfectly fine.
There you go. I hope that helps.
It does. Select your one floating point. Press November on your keyboard.
In.
Set the position to 000.
Alright. 0.
All right, now press 3 on your numpad. With your cursor hovering over the 3D view. Yeah. Now you can press E to extrude. Drag a little bit. Yeah, there you go. And you can use that to start making the outline of your lightsaber similar to what I have going.
Okay.
Welcome back, Rat.
Thank you.
So now you can select all your points, like select every other point. Don't select all of them.
Every other?
Every other. So just one and then shift select the next, shift select the next, and so on.
Ah!
Can't help but think I made a Lego lightsaber.
That does look like a bit like a Lego lightsaber.
Oh, goodness. Oh, well.
And now move those up. There you go. You have ribs.
Aw, but then this part looks all... Oh, wow.
You can just select those, hit dissolve after selecting them. So press the delete key. After selecting them, press delete and then hit limited dissolve. Okay, that didn't work. Try just dissolve. Dissolve vertices.
Okay. Oh.
And now you have a straight line.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
No
Alright,
worries.
so I extruded and I'm pulling it. And so I just click on the point in which to stop it.
Yeah, just left click to stop it.
How do I add vertices?
You press Control R.
Okay.
Control R, then left click.
Left.
And now you have a point.
Okay, cool.
How goes your masterpiece, Katuna?
I had to start over.
Oh no.
Then select all of it.
Mhm.
Yeah, then in object mode, go. You can add a new modifier, the blue wrench icon. Yeah, add modifier. Search and look for screw. Set that to Y axis. And then right click your lightsaber and shade auto smooth. Ta-da! And now whenever you want, you can go into edit mode and play more with your points until you're satisfied.
So wait, why does it make a another version on the other side? Is there a reason it does this, or
Because you're making a lightsaber, right? And lightsabers are
not?
made like
I'm
a
not
vest.
asking that. I'm asking specifically, how does the program know that's what I want? That's what I was asking. I wasn't asking like.
I see. Because it spins it. It spins it around the center of the scene.
The way that it's
So-
explained to me is that it's like whenever you watch a like a pottery wheel or whatever, whenever they're making pots, it just spins and it carves it like that.
Yeah. So here's a fun thing you can do. You see that angle? It says 360 degrees. You can try reducing the angle. Like set it to like 200 and then rotate your scene and see what it does.
Oh. Oh my.
Yeah, so you can use this to make like a nice cross section for people in the future. If you want to make a cross section of a lightsaber,
So you could use this to make pillars and stuff in games.
very true.
Yeah.
So that's how they make fucking pillars so quickly. God damn.
Probably. Or like a wand, or
Anything that is
Flashlight.
cylindrical, you can add a lot of detail to it. So 360 is a full circle, so you know.
Oops. Okay, so what do I do now?
All right, in object mode, rat,
Oh, object. Okay.
you can add a modifier. Search or in generate, it's either or. Look for screw. Set the axis to Y,
Oh my dear.
and then right click your lightsaber.
It's
Set it
not.
to shade auto smooth.
Why is it so chunky?
Why is it so chunky? Move
I
your
don't
3D view.
know.
How did you mess it up? What did you do?
I made a pipe apparently.
Yeah, I see what's wrong. Go into edit mode.
Okay.
Go to your top view. Now you see how far away you are? Move that towards the center.
I don't see how far away I am. Like that?
Yeah, like your orange line is on the right side. So you want to move it on the red. There you go. Keep bringing it in until it's nice and centered. There you go.
Okay.
Now that looks like a lightsaber. Or a
I don't
very
know.
eccentric sex toy.
Goat's got like a lot of loot stuff on the brain today.
Huh? I don't know
Apparently.
what you're talking about. How do I extend? How do I extend, teacher?
What do you want to extend? Your lightsaber?
My length of my lightsaber, so it's not all puny. This looks like a one-hander.
Just select everything, press S, then Y, and then scale a little bit.
Yeah, that's a little bit better. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, teacher.
No worries. So much like how bakers just randomly pull out a ready-made cake, they're like, "Here's one I prepared earlier. I'm gonna do the same."
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And I really love when the bakers bring out the lightsabers.
Is it
Here's a
cake, though?
ready-made lightsaber.
But is it cake?
Is it cake?
Let's find out.
Does a cake?
Now here's my lightsaber.
Aww, yours looks so good.
It's the one you sent over there.
So I'm going to get rid of all the fancy material stuff that I've done after Blender decides. There you go. Blender was like, nah, I'm just not gonna load.
Good.
So I'm gonna get rid of all my materials. We're gonna start from scratch.
Kelly, how could you be so rude?
So we're going to do something similar that we did for the Pokeball and just apply different materials to different parts of our lightsaber. So I've got 3 materials set up. I'm going to get rid of all the fancy shenanigans that I have over here. And it's the same as we did for the Pokeball, where we will have like gold on one part, silver on the other part, black on whatever parts you guys want, or whatever colors you guys want to go with. So just make a new material slot, add the material, etc., etc.
So do I just add this modifier to it or apply the screw modifier to it?
Yeah, just apply the screw modifier.
Slice it. This is fine. Oh, it has
I
lots
think
of
mine looks like a flashlight.
Not gonna lie, mine looks like one too, but you have to be really courageous to use it.
Oh,
I don't think I have the brain capacity for this.
What's wrong?
I'm just staring
Can't.
at my screen.
It's very easy. You just go to object mode.
Object mode. Okay.
Now you right click your screw modifier. Or not right click, sorry. Use the black downwards arrow drop down. Just hit apply. All right. Now you press the red orb at the bottom of your stack.
Oh. Like that.
Yeah, that's your material. So in order to foresee the material, you have to go into material preview, which is, if you look at my screen, this button over here.
Oh. Like that.
And now you can give this whatever color you want.
Give Blender just a second.
The
It's
base
gotta
color,
load
yeah.
it all. I'm sorry.
So if you want it to be metallic, there's a metallic value underneath the color value that you can set to 1,
Where?
where you selected your base color.
Mhm. Oh, right there. Okay.
Yeah, just put 1. And then if you scroll down a little bit more, there's roughness, which you can lower to like a 0.1. There you go. Now it's nice and shiny.
Ooh.
So now,
Like a
similar
police
to what
baton.
it is like a police baton, just less rubbery and more metallic, I suppose. Now I would like you to add at least one more color to this. So you can do that by simply selecting your object, going into edit mode. You need to select it first.
Oh.
Now select whatever part you want to change the color of. You might want to zoom in a little bit.
I think that's a.
The other side didn't get selected.
Oh, it didn't? Oh. Okay. Ah.
So you can just press shift and then select again.
I have a question. How do I cap off the holes if there's any?
You can simply select the rim of your holes. Like, show me a hole. No,
Here,
not don't show me your hole. Where is there a hole in your 3D model? At the very front.
There's one here, and then there's one on the back.
Just select the rim, and then press F.
There's also a lot of
So-
Z fighting. It looks like. I think there's something going on.
What you can do is select everything with A, press M, and then merge by distance. That should get rid of any Z fighting. So Rat Queen, press the plus next to your materials.
Right here.
Yeah, now hit new. Now hit assign.
Oh.
And ta-da!
Nice.
So
you
you
want
said
to
to do
right-click?
what now?
Right click and shade auto smooth in object mode. There you go.
And then what's going on here?
That's because when you go into edit mode, edit
I don't like
mode.
Discord overlay sometimes. I can't see it because there's a notification.
Oh no. Your vertex, the center vertex, is not exactly at 0. It's going beyond 0. So when it's spinning like the spin gets overlaid. So what you want to
I
do?
see it.
So what you want to do is select your dot. Where's that music coming from?
What music?
I don't know. It felt like the Halo theme or something.
Weird.
Select your middle vertex, not this middle, the one that's being freaky.
I don't know which one is being freaky. This one, maybe?
Hide your screw modifier for a second. So the one that looks like a monitor, press that button. Yeah. So you see how it's going below the green line?
Oh, okay.
So how you can fix it is you press November and just make sure that Z is 0.
Oh, okay. Let me do that over here too, just in case.
So now if
Should I
you
do
bring
that
back
for all of these?
no, everything seems fine to me.
Okay.
If you bring back the screw modifier, so now it should look clean.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Remember to save your file after you're done with your lightsabers.
Make it. I'm trying to make it look different so it doesn't look just like a tube. So I'm trying to figure out how to add nodes.
Adding nodes is easy. You just press Control R while hovering over the edge.
Full name untitled. Let's go.
Why is it not cutting the entire way through? Code. What have you done?
What have I done?
What have you done? Let's see. Could you potentially undo to before you applied the screw modifier? Or is that too far back?
We might be too far back.
Select everything. So press A. Press M. And then press A first. So you do have everything selected because it looks like you have some things not selected. There you go. Now press M. And merge by distance. Okay, now try cutting it with Control R.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go. So now if you mouse wheel, you can select the number of cuts. And then once you have decided how many cuts you want, you can just left click and then right click. If you want them in the center, then just right click. They'll snap to center. There you go. So now you have dots to play with.
Now I have
So
a job.
now what you can do is just press Alt and then click any one of these. There you go. Now you can scale with S. and that way you can add detail. You can also double tap G to slide it after having selected. Callie's looking good. Rat's looking good. Bad guys also looking pretty good. Bad guys looks kind of like a grenade, in my opinion. And Cat and Goat, we're waiting for you guys to add materials.
How do I add edged faces like that? Because I think I still got the one edge here.
What do you mean edge faces?
So like bad guys, for example, looks like theirs is a solid object. I think mine is still just the line here with the screw modifier. Do I have to apply it?
Yeah, you can apply your screw modifier whenever you think you're done with it.
Okay.
In object mode. And now you can start applying your materials. The alt click depends on where you're hovering. So if you hover near an edge, hover near the edge you want to loop. There you go. You can shift, alt, shift, and then click. Or was it control? Try control. Control alt and then click.
I'll just manually apply the materials that way then.
Oof. One more thing you could learn. Press control and then the plus key on your numpad. So
Oh,
that
cool.
grows your selection. So you can select the edge and then press control plus and it'll select. You know, fiddle with it.
I'll
It
figure
is
out.
it, it takes some elbow grease.
Yeah, I'll figure it out. Mhm.
Okay, for the rest of you guys, whenever you're ready, Rat is trying to add some detail. I see.
Yeah.
You
Not
want to
working.
select just the top part and then extrude.
Oh no, I'm trying to cut like this, like a little section around here. That's not doing it.
Cut
There we
a
go.
section.
Yeah.
Cut her life into pieces.
This
Cut
is my
my
last
life into
resort.
pieces. What you could do is press Control R around that square.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Ah, wait, what? There we go. Ah!
And now scale that. So press S and bring that in. Not with that, just press S. Now move your mouse
Oh.
very slightly. And now look at that in 3D. How does that look?
I don't know what I'm doing.
It takes practice, yeah.
You're
I
learning.
am-
You're learning. Don't put yourself down.
Oh, actually, that looks a lot better than it did before.
So let's move on to the next step while everyone catches up.
Okay.
We will move on to UV unwrapping. There are two ways to do UV unwrapping. One way, if you go over here in the UV editing tab at the top, you will see in edit mode. We are in edit mode. If you select everything, I have my thing set up
Right.
like that. But if you guys go in, you might not actually see anything. It's in the UV editing mode, editing tab, I should say, at the top of your screen where my cursor is hovering.
Yeah. Okay. Right up here. Mine doesn't fit into the box.
Yeah, I know. We'll fix it. So there are two ways of fixing it.
Oh.
One way is to just selecting everything, pressing U and a smart UV project, selecting some things and then pressing unwrap. And that'll just put everything in a nice manner, which serves our purpose. And it'll fit in the box.
Do I have everything? No, I don't have that side.
Bad guy, the cylinder projection depends on how you have your cameras equipped. So what you want to do is press 1. Now do cylinder projection. And then in your black box, the black box at the bottom of the screen where it says cylinder projection, there you go. View on equator, set that to view on poles. And now you have your cylinder projection. And now you can select clip to bounds and scale to bounds. And there you go. You have a nice square. And then what you can do is start selecting everything you want as a regular circle and then unwrap those separately. So for example, the front of your lightsaber, select the front. Yeah, so you see how that's just lines. Yeah, so that's pretty bad. So you want to just U and then unwrap conformal.
Oh.
So now it's a circle. And then you do the same thing for other things that are just dots. And then you can select everything in the 2D view. Go to UV and then pack islands. Hit pack. There you go. Now you can move things around. Let's see. Rat. You see you have a lot of empty space. You don't want that. So when you select your, when you do your smart UV project, it should automatically get rid of the empty space.
Well, I pressed it. Yeah, it didn't do anything.
Try it with your cursor over the 3D view.
Okay.
Hold on, let me read.
Oh, sorry.
Smart UV project, yeah. Okay. Select scale to bounds.
Oh,
Now try it. There you go.
okay.
Kelly's doing good. How you doing, Goat?
I'm right here.
Okay. Go into edit mode. In your, yeah. Now select everything with A. Press U. Now hit Smart UV Project. Select Scale to Bounds. The checkbox at the very bottom. Hit Unwrap. Try doing the same thing, but in the 3D view. Did you right click? Try pressing U instead of right click. So select everything. Press U. Smart UV Project. Now hit Unwrap. There you go.
Thank you for being very patient.
It's all good. Remember to save your file. Callie, how you doing?
There. Hmm? I'm doing good. Don't worry.
Nice. So now we're going to learn how to bake our materials that we've made to our UVs once everyone is ready to bake.
It's time to bake. Ooh, woo.
Bake
I
a
got
cake.
something to put in your oven.
Cake a bake. Oh no.
Aw.
Yeah, some cookies.
Ooh, yay. I like cookies. I just had some brownies though.
Children,
Although-
behave.
Oh, I had like
A chocolate chunky mix.
Is everybody ready?
I think so.
Bake. So here in the shading tab, don't look at that. I'll delete it. Don't look at it. Don't look at it. What's important is this thing. Let me refresh my. Actually, it's fine. So when I make a, when you guys go into materials, that is what you will see. And that is what you are seeing. So if you look at the three materials, this is how your shader works. We're going to do some fancy shader shenanigans just so you guys can see the like the potential of this system. But that's not the focus for today's class because I was going to focus on it, but then I decided that I think it might be a little bit too advanced for people's brain cells at the moment. So we might go into it in a future class. Right now, what I'm going to just show really quickly is how to add a little bit of texture to the silver part of my thing. So I'm just going to hover over the 3D view. I would like you guys to first see what I'm doing and then copy me. So first, I'm gonna press Shift A, input. Actually, I'll just search for a noise texture. I'll put it here. And I'm going to do the same thing again. So Shift A, same as how we add cubes and stuff. Shift A is always add. And I'm going to search for a texture coordinate box. I'm gonna keep it here. And I'm gonna search for a mapping. I'm going a bit fast, but I'll keep this on screen so you guys can copy me later. I'm gonna connect the thing to this thing, connect this to this, connect this to my base color. Turn the metallic off so you guys can see what's going on. Maybe we'll add a color ramp. Color ramp here so I can bring down this value so you can really see what's going on. And then I can use this in a mix RGB, not a mix shader, a mix RGB, please. There it is. To make one color like metallic, the other not. So this way I can do some, because it do be Pride month. Let's do cyan and pink. Those are the trans colors, right? I'm not wrong. Yeah. So we just got a very basic setup going. And I'll leave this on screen for you guys to copy. How you doing, Queen? I think
I'm
Queen's
lost.
AFK. You're lost?
Yeah, but I'm eating, so. Mm.
Ah,
Okay,
enjoy your
so
food.
color ramp
Yeah.
changes the color.
Color ramp is like a curves or a levels adjustment layer in Photoshop. You don't want that mix. You
Oh,
want a yellow mix like the one that I have. So if you drag that yellow line and then let go of it, it'll automatically find the correct mix for you. Now from the other side. Nope, the yellow dot on your color ramp. Yeah. So drag that out somewhere. Then let go. Now search for mix. And you want not the shader. Keep going below. There's a mix. Yeah. So select that blue mix and just press the delete key. Callie.
Why must it be confusing?
Yeah, that's
Ah.
why I said I'll take it easy. How you doing, Callie?
I was trying to just copy. Then I heard the talking about them.
I see, I see. Take your time.
Wow.
Did I do it right?
You might want to go into object mode so you can see what's going on.
Okay.
I mean, it's working. One thing you can do in your purple mapping node, at the very bottom at the scale, set the Y scale to like 10. So now it's less stretched.
Okay. All right.
Result becomes base color. Ugh. Back.
If you want, you can go into your other material and do something similar to that one as well. But it's not necessary for the purposes of this tutorial.
Thank you so much, YouTube tutorial man. Thank you.
To really make your noise pop, Callie, you need to move the 2 points of your color ramp together. There you go. So you can see how hard or how soft you want it to be.
See. And
How goes your food, Queen?
It's not as tasty as I thought it would be.
Oh no. Well, let's move you guys along, and then Queen can
The
catch up.
cheese tasted better when the cracker was thinner.
When the cracker was thinner. So now that we have this, let's save again. I would like you guys to go to Shift A and add a image texture node. Once we have the image texture node, we're going to make a new, and I'm going to call this my color bake. Color bake. Did someone crash? Queen crashed. Oh no. And I'm going to make it a nice 2K texture, I think. So 2048 by 2048. and I'm just going to click new image. So now we have this image here. And if I go over here to my image, I can select color bake and we can see right now it is blank.
New image. It's
So this good right here?
That looks good.
Okay. And there isn't going to be one on this side. Gotcha. Okay.
All right, everyone on the same page? Yep. So what we're going to do is I'm going to select this, copy it. Go. I'm in silver, right? So I'm gonna go to black next. Paste it. Make sure it has selected so it's with the white border. Then go to my other color and paste it again. Again, make sure it has a white border, which means it's selected. And now that it has a white border in all three of my materials, I can bake stuff. So the reason why we make sure it has a white border, that it tells Blender that that is the image we want to work on. So like bad guy, your steel doesn't have the white border. It has the orange border.
Okay, like that.
Out of curiosity,
Yeah.
what does the orange border mean?
Orange border means it's selected but not active. And then white border means it's active. It's a subtle difference, but it can really trip you up. It's the same as how when we were doing the Pokeball, when we were doing the parenting, we wanted the empty to be yellow and the Pokeball to be orange. So the both of the items were selected, but the empty was active. And it's tough to explain, but it's just a Blender thing.
Okay.
Basically, what you're actively working on, you want to be active. That is the general
Okay.
gist of it. And if you're moving more than one thing at a time, then you can have multiple things selected. All right, now that we have that, we're going to go to this render option. We're going to set the render image to cycles, device to GPU,
oh.
because baking only works in cycles.
Oh.
And then if I scroll down over here, you can see we have a new fancy bake tab with all these options. So what we're going to do, since we're baking a color, we're going to set the bake type to diffuse, and I'm going to turn off these contributions so it's only color. Now here is something that tripped me up when I was doing these like rehearsals for these classes. If I press bake right now, it should bake right, but it won't unless I'm really lucky and Blender decides to actually function properly this time. Oh, it worked. Congratulations to me. But sometimes it doesn't. And I will tell you why. So if you guys hit bake, see if you guys get the colors or not. You need to have your lightsaber selected, and then hit big.
Oh,
I think I got it.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah.
I completely lost where we were at.
We're baking right now.
We're
Yeah,
baking,
but I
we're
don't
cooking.
have my oven.
You go to the render tab where you have the render settings. No, not at the top. Go back to shading. In your where you select your modifier's gear icon, there's a camera icon at the top. Yeah, so select your render engine 2 cycles. GPU device. Now if you scroll down, you have this big tab.
I think mine broke.
You set the bake type to instead of combined, you set it to diffuse.
Mine's on diffuse, yeah.
Hold on, let me talk to bad guy.
Oh, my bad.
And then turn off the direct and indirect. Keep the color on, and then hit bake. Callie's broke. It's doing the thing that I said it would do, which it didn't in mine and Goat's case for some reason, where it makes everything black. So what you want to do instead is you have your mix node that's connecting to the principled BSDF, right?
yeah.
Instead of that, you want to select your mix node, click and drag the yellow dot above the principled BSDF. So click and drag that. Yeah, let go in the air. Now click and drag again from the other side. Yeah, from the mix. Yeah,
Okay.
click and drag, let go. And now look for a diffuse BSDF.
Got you. Color one or BS?
Color. And now connect that to your material output. No, material output.
Material. Oh.
The red icon to the red one to the very, and yeah. So now select your image and try baking.
So it looks like that.
I mean, roughness. Set your roughness to like a 0.5.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go. It was just being weird. Now select your image first. Oh, there you go. It worked.
Oh, I gotta.
So you need to do the same thing for your other materials as well.
Oh.
So just select your diffuse BSDF, copy that, and then in your materials, go to the others one, paste, connect that in,
I connect.
delete the principled BSDF, or you don't need that because that's the one that's causing issues.
Got you.
Now connect that in and select your color. Surface, yeah.
It's Rat.
Color before.
She exists.
Sorry.
Welcome back, Rat.
Thank you.
Nothing to be sorry for.
Hi, Rook. How you doing? I'm in the middle of blender class. My computer is dying. Hello, Rook.
I guess I'll just watch from here.
It's all good.
Did your computer completely die?
No, my mom wanted to reset the router, and then I was having a little bit of problems with the computer.
Eh.
What?
Eh. Eh. Oh god. Star, why are you raining me? Normally you're streaming for hours and hours on end. What happened?
There, like that.
Star, you're. Alright, have a good one, Star. We love you. Stay amazing, Star.
Yeah, now my bake is correct. Now it has the orange stripes as well. So once everyone's bake is done, we can simply scroll here until we find the hamburger menu. And yes, it is called the hamburger menu. I don't know why. I don't know who came up with that, but I love it. And go to image, save as, and we can just save this image wherever we want.
Go again. Just slower this time, please. I'm sorry.
Yeah, hold on. This button here. And go to image, save as.
There you go. There we go. But Star, I hope you're okay. I hope everything's all good. Gucci. Oh, right.
For
I
a
think you got
PBR workflow,
shit done.
let's do 2 more materials, though you guys don't have to. The PBR basically requires a color, which we have, a metallic roughness, which we don't yet have, and a normal map, which we don't yet have. So for those of you who actually work with game engines, you can listen to me talk about how to do those. But if you don't care, then congratulations, you have exported a texture. All you need to get this into any game engine is save your Blender file as an FBX or GLTF, depending on the engine you're playing with. So just file, export, and FBX or export STL, export whatever format your game engine works with. And we've saved the image, so we have the texture. And we just put both of those inside the game engine and it works. Ta-da! So now you have a game engine ready 3D model. And if you guys want to test it, actually let's do a test. Why not? So what I'm going to do is select our lightsaber, press Control D or Shift D, make a copy of it. Shift D. Yeah, there you go. And in the material tab, I'm going to get rid of all the materials. And then give it a new material. Just hit the minus button 3 times. And then just hit new. Then in the base color, I can press the yellow icon, similar to how we did when we were doing the environment texture in the Pokeball class. And then hit image texture. Here it is. And then I can give it the image. So here in the drop down, color bake. And it's looking the exact same with just one material instead of the 3 materials we had previously.
Woo.
Any questions, concerns?
Out of curiosity, what if we wanted to have the what if we wanted to transfer metallicness and whatnot to the color bake as well?
All right, let's do that. I was going to do that, but then I was like, nah, but then I was like, huh, but then I was like, nah. Basically,
We might as
let's
well
do
do
it.
it.
Let's do it.
fine.
I lost my metallics.
Yeah.
Carry them over
Let-
now.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
So basically, let's assume that I want, I can keep that, I guess. Let's assume that I want my pink parts to be metallic and my blue parts to be non-metallic. All I need to do here in my mix node, basically I want if I put this to surface, I want a black and white representation of my metallic roughness. So I want my pink to be metallic, so it's going to be 1. And I want my black to be non-metallic, so it's going to be black. And now that I have that, I can plug the same thing into the diffuse BSDF and just bake it. So I'll just make a new image. Cancel that, new image. I'm gonna call this metallic. Do the same for my black. For my black, I want it to be completely metallic, so I'll make this white. And then for this one, I also want it to be metallic, so I'll keep this as a nice white as well. And in the image picker, I will set the image picker to be my metallic image here and here. So this is what it looks like. This is what it will bake. And then I just bake, just like before.
I did not understand half of that. If I just want the metallic as it is on the base model, how do I transfer that over?
Right now, you don't have any metallic. Your metallic is 0. I can look at it and tell.
That's on the oh no, it's on the wrong material. That's because I'm stupid. Whoopsie. So how do I bake the metallic and roughness onto a map, so to speak?
You want to turn your image black and white. Your base color, you want it to be black and white. And you want white parts to be metallic and black parts to be non-metallic. And instead of a principled BSDF, you want to use a diffuse BSDF. So press Shift A, or just do that.
Diffuse, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
So now that white part is going to be metallic. Now go to your
Alright.
next one, or next material, so your grip.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Guys,
do
go
the
ahead.
same thing here.
I cleaned up the entire thing.
So what you can do is that's why I don't usually do it from the left side. I just shift A here and then search for a diffuse BSDF. There you go.
And then just snap it over like this.
Yeah, and
Oh,
yeah,
there we
the
go.
principal BSDF. Yeah, and you want it to be black and white again, so you can set your brown to be black, for example. Also, technically speaking, you have your color ramp connected to the wrong slot. You want it to
Do
be
I?
connected to the factor.
Oh,
I think I can bake this
goddamn.
one. Wow.
So
Well,
now
I'll
when you
explain
bake
some.
this, you will have a metallic map.
Nice. And I just bake it exactly as I did before.
Yeah, but in your image node, you want to make a new image called metallic.
I have that here,
Yeah, and just make sure that box is selected. Do the same for your other materials. Make sure you have your metallic box selected.
yeah. I don't have it there.
Yeah, and I'll bake.
I don't need to change any of this.
Nope.
Okay.
And Callie's got it as well. So Callie, now you can just save the image like we did before, if you haven't already. And now in your this one, yeah, just make a new image node in your node setup. Yeah. New
New image.
shift A, search image texture. There it
Image
is.
texture.
In the drop down, you can select your metallic
Wait.
and then connect that to the metallic of the principal BSDF. Shiny.
Ooh.
How you doing, Cartoon now?
I just finished doing the metallic bake. What do I connect it to?
Once is your metallic bake done?
It literally just finished. Yes,
All right. Remember to save the image.
I did.
All right. So now you have your duplicate, right? That you're applying the textures to, or are you just going to apply it here?
I was gonna just apply it to this one, but I can make a test one. I had deleted the test one earlier.
Okay, let's just apply to this one. So make a principal to BSDF node. Since the diffuse BSDF doesn't have a metallic node.
You said diffused BSDF?
Principled. Principled
principled.
BSDF. There it is. So here, you want to connect your metallic image to metallic.
Okay, so I have to go grab the image, or can I use this one?
You can use that one. Yeah.
And then color to metallic?
Color to metallic. And then copy and paste that image node. In the drop down, select your color image and plug that into base color. And now you connect your principled BSDF to your material output. There you go.
Sweet. Then I assume I have to do that for the other material too.
Yes. Or you can just get rid of the other materials at this point. So just hit the
Oh, I don't-
minus button twice.
Oh, okay.
Baba, baba, baba.
All right. Any further questions? Let's do a normal map bake as well.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, why not?
Do it.
This one is going to be relatively simple. So if you look at the diffuse BSDF node, we've got our color node that we've used for the metallic and for the thing. But we've also got this normal node. So let's use that, shall we? So all we need to do for a very simple thing, we're going to just search for a bevel node. Plug that in. Or first, let's plug that into the surface so we can see what it's doing. It's doing some very weird shenanigans. I'll do it on this one, just so you guys can see it on the entire thing. Bevel, diffuse BSDF. There you go. So now I can reduce my radius a bit by a fair bit. Actually, what would be a good way of showing you? Oh, I have it connected to color.
Huh?
What would be a good way of showing you guys how this node works? I'm thinking. Also, I need to be in cycles to show you. So we'll do that, do that, do that.
What?
Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Okay, so this is what the bevel node does. You see how I'm getting these edge highlights? If I remove the bevel node, I don't get the edge highlights. I just get a sharp edge. Like this edge is very sharp. And if I do the bevel, then it gets a highlight because it's beveling the edge. This is very similar to using the bevel modifier. But the difference is that this is GPU side of things, shader side of things, rather than on the CPU side of things. So what I
think I
would
missed
like you
5
guys...
minutes.
That's okay. That's why I'm here. The last thing you did was do your colors, right, Goat?
Yeah.
So let's do your metallic next. And while I'm teaching Goat this, you guys can plug in the bevel node and play with the values until you have a highlight like mine, I guess. All right, Goat.
All right.
What basically the way the metallic value works in games is that it's 1 for full metallic things and then 0 for non-metallic things because they're not metallic, they're plastic.
Okay.
And you know in computer language 1 means on and 0 means off.
Yes.
Yeah, so 1 of metallic means it's metallic and 0 of metallic means it's not metallic. So for your lightsaber, let's suppose you want the brown grip to not be metallic and you want everything else to be metallic. Make sense? So let's make a black and white representation of that. So what I would like you to do is delete all your nodes except for the last two on the right, or on the right.
All of these?
Yeah.
Even this one right here?
Yeah,
Okay.
delete all of those. Now I would like you to make a Shift A, search, diffuse BSDF. There it is. Drop that, connect that into surface. And so that is white. That is going to be your metallic part. Awesome. Now for your other material, the brown material, we're going to do something similar. So delete keep the image. We're going to need that, but delete one. Yeah. Now make another diffuse BSDF. So Shift A, search, diffuse BSDF. There it is. Plug that in and set the color to black. Awesome. Now in your image, the image you have, yeah, you want to press the X button. There's a small X button on the middle right.
This one? This one?
Yeah, yeah. Hit new. And now name this one metallic. All right, hit new image. Now copy this. So Control C. Go into your other material. Oh, you might need to go to the drop down and select your image again. Okay. That works.
Copy.
Go into
Copy.
your copied, go into your silver material. Paste this here. Make sure the outline is white. So just select that. Yeah, there you go. And now go to your bake thing and bake it. The camera. Yeah, scroll down. Awesome, bake. And there you go. The non-metallic parts are black and the metallic parts are white. So you save that image as well. Now on your other lightsaber, yeah, scroll down a little bit. All right, you want to create another image texture or just copy and paste that one. So just paste in, you already have it copied, right? So just paste. Yeah. And now connect that to the metallic of the principled BSDF. You don't need the one that's floating on the left side because that's doing nothing. Yeah. And there you go. Now that one's has the shiny and non-shiny parts. So now we're baking the normals. How many of you guys have managed to plug in the bevel node and get it working nicely?
I don't think it's working nice.
Maybe.
Callie, in this dropdown, try setting these settings that I have.
Viewport.
And then if you play with the bevel, it should, you want to reduce the radius to like a 0.1, maybe even lower than 0.1. It depends on the scale of your lightsaber, so I unfortunately can't give you an exact value.
Hmm.
If you want an exact value, what you can do is make sure your sizes are somewhat similar to mine. And then copy my value. Mine is a 0.001. If you set it too low, you won't see anything. If you set it too high, you won't see anything. It is fiddly.
Hmm.
Why am I not seeing anything? It's too low?
You're not in rendered view. Yeah, the one on the extreme right. That one, yeah. Give it a second to load. And pray the blender doesn't crash, because it loves crashing at some points. It doesn't seem like it crashing, so you just need to wait. But basically the principle is the same. We're going to put in a new image texture, call it normals this time, I suppose. For this one thing you really want to make sure, if you look at my screen,
I'm looking
the
at
thing
your
you
screen.
the thing you really want to make sure is that the color space is set to non-color. Because we wanted to save data instead of saving color information. And then in the bake type, instead of diffuse, this will be normal.
They don't feel normal. And you have to do it for each of your materials.
You can get rid of all the materials aside from one, so you can see what's going on. Because you already baked your color information, you already baked your metallic, so you don't need the materials anymore. You just need one material.
Okay. Try that. That might help.
Yeah. Connect the principal to BSDF instead of the diffuse for a second.
I just deleted the other two. I don't have bevel yet.
Turn down the roughness to like a 0.1. Or what value am I using? I am using 0.1.
Wait.
Now if you connect your bevel,
Let's see. Okay, okay. And now we can.
Is rendering done? Oh, right, I gotta change the background.
you don't need to change it from here. You just hit your drop down where you switched to rendered mode. Because we're not doing stuff with the camera, right? So we can kind of cheat. So look at my screen. This drop down here, and just follow these settings. Turn off scene world. Yeah. And then click on the orb. And select the black one. Yeah.
Yeah. I finally caught up again. Sorry, my blender crashed.
Back.
So, normal map. I need
Yeah.
bevel mode.
Thank you.
I have a quick question. For when we're baking the normal, do we need to use the principal BSDF or anything, or do we just bake it without it connected to the material output?
We bake it without it connected because the principal BSDF currently has a bug which causes black baking, as Callie and I experienced.
Oh,
So we
okay.
just use the diffuse BSDF instead of the principal BSDF.
Okay, just wanted to double check.
Mm-hmm.
And then do I just bake it the way that I have it set up now?
If you're satisfied with the radius value of your bevel,
Okay.
all you need to do is go into the render tab, down to bake, and then instead of diffuse, you pressed the wrong button. That's fine.
Oh. Can I cancel
Instead
it?
of bake, yeah, you can technically. Blender loves crashing though. Instead of bake type set to diffused, you want it to set to normal.
Okay.
And then you want to hold on. and then you want to set it to non-color your image.
I
You
had
just set
already
to
set it to solid earlier. Yeah.
Okay, then now you can bake.
Okay.
Yeah, so goat, you'll probably need like a 0.0. Yeah, that looks good actually. I think so at least.
Paid attention a lot.
Maybe you can even half that value, like a 0.05. I think
That's
that looks a
that
bit
coach.
sharper.
You think it looks sharper?
Yeah. My value is pretty tiny. It's a 0.001.
All right, what's our next thing? What am I missing? What am I doing?
You just go to your image texture node, similar to how we selected the texture for the metallic.
No.
So just copy that and paste it.
this.
On this one, on the one where you have the bevel, yeah. Just paste the image. Hit the X button. Now make a new, call this normals. Make sure it has a white border. There you go. Now you want to, your bevel node, click and drag out of the bevel node. So similar to how you make a new connection from the bevel node. Click and drag, let go. Look for diffuse BSDF and set that to normal. To the third option. Yeah, and now connect that green to the very end. Green can only connect to green. So look at the green dot on the right side, the very end. Plug that in on the surface. There you go. And now if you go back to the render tab, where you select your modifiers. Not that. Go back to shading. Yeah. So where the bake button was last time. Yeah, scroll down. Now instead of bake type diffuse, you want bake type normal. And just hit bake. And perchance it should work. There it is. Ta-da! And you can save that image.
Just works.
It just works.
Thanks, Todd.
Now, if you want to use this image, what you need to do is you need to connect the color to a normal map color node and then plug that into the normal. And the way we know it's working is now we can go to our Eevee render engine and it will still show the bevels. Otherwise, the bevel node doesn't work in Eevee. So here's a, let me just copy this. Shift D, so you guys can see a side by side. There you go. Let's make everything a bit smaller. There. So this one is without the bevel. And that one is with the bevel. I guess I'll slightly change the color of the without bevel one so you guys can see it better. How you doing, bad guy?
Well, I was caught up to the start of the normal map, so I have my the bevel node. I don't know what to do with, and I got the images ready on each material.
Okay, so just so we can see the bevel clearer, I would like you to plug the bevel into the principled BSDF normal. So normal goes into normal.
That sounds normal to me.
Uh, switch to cycles because this doesn't show up in AV.
How do I change that?
So if you look at my screen, first off, you just want to be in this view,
Rendered view?
rendered view. And then here at the top, you have it to cycles GPU as you do.
Here?
So now you're in cycles view. And then here in the drop down, just turn off scene world and choose the black studio lighting. Just click on the orb.
Oh. Okay.
And now just turn your metallic to 1. Your roughness to like a 0.1. It's too tiny, so I can't see. What radius do you have set right now on the bevel?
Oh, is that 0.05?
Okay. Try disconnecting and then reconnecting your bevel, seeing the difference between them.
Oh my god, that is laggy. I should probably set this to GPU instead of CPU.
Oh yeah, definitely. It might take a second to load. Control S, always Control S.
I'm a bit late now.
No, you can Control S still.
Alright.
Goat is done. Goat has everything ready. Callie, how you doing?
I don't know. I don't think the normal's baked.
Set your device to GPU if it's not already.
That seems.
Go into rendered view. Instead of the diffuse BSDF, just to see it better, connect it to the principled BSDF and connect the principled BSDF to the material output. Okay. Try turning the radius up a little bit. Try 0.01. Is it 0.01?
Now 0.01.
Try
Now I can
0.1.
make-
That's a bit too much. Try 0.05.
Oh, that's much faster. Okay. Got it working.
Try 0.01 again. That does look sharper, but something feels off to me. Let's roll with it. So plug that into your diffuse BSDF now. Plug the diffuse BSDF in. Now try baking it. Bad guy, have you tried to bake yet?
No, it just rendered. So,
I think that looks nice.
all right.
Make a new
At least,
image.
got that selected.
Or are you fine with like overlapping that image? Get rid of the
This
other
is just,
materials, you don't need those.
I mean, this is still the base one, not the test. Or the
Yeah, but the
second one.
base, you could do the bevel one on the test one, or just because we already baked the materials, right? We don't need those anymore.
That's true. But I still got metallic and roughness maps on these that well, the roughness map at least hasn't carried over yet.
Okay, then just copy
So-
the bevel node or copy the bevel settings onto your test one, because that just has the one material.
Mhm. Bevel. And here. Normal.
I suggest just copying and pasting it on the test one.
You sure?
Yeah.
Just right here.
But instead of doing it like that, connect it to a diffuse BSDF.
Okay.
So from the bevel node, just click and drag. There you go. Okay. So normal to normal, and then that to surface material. And now make a new image, or just use the previous image one you have.
Yeah. Just
Yeah, make sure it's set to your normal image, because I can't read, it's too tiny.
yeah, that says normal bake.
Okay then.
Color space.
Now just bake it.
sRGB.
It does say sRGB. You are correct. Callie has a good eye.
Mm. That looks interesting. Is it supposed to overlap here?
Yeah, that's fine. It's just a little
Okay.
bit of padding that it does.
Oh, okay. So I just try and plug that in and see how it looks.
Yeah, so and you don't want to plug it directly. So just drag it out a little bit, then let go. Now look for normal map. Normal map color.
Oh. And then plug normal to normal.
Yes. So now if you switch to EV, you will still see the bevels.
That
Or just go to
was,
material preview. Material preview is always EV. Yeah. So now
nice.
you still have the bevels.
That looks pretty good. I like it.
And remember to save your image.
That's true.
Some game engines are fine with sRGB noise, not noise, normal textures. I think Unreal Engine is also fine with sRGB noise textures. I said noise
it
again.
is. It's also fine with PNGs even. Just slap it in as a PNG image, regardless. It
No.
should take any.
PNG and sRGB are entirely different things.
Oh yeah, sRGB is the color scheme, not the format. I'm fucking stupid.
Yeah.
My bad.
But I think Unreal Engine has an option that you can just tick to tell it that, hey, this is an sRGB format image instead of a non-color image. So since
Yeah,
Bad Guy uses Unreal Engine, that should be fine.
It is the standard actually in the engine. If you slap in an image texture that is sRGB, it just absorbs it raw. It just works.
Mm-hmm. Goat has been done for a while. Goat is probably bored at this point.
A lot
Katuna,
of
how you
this
doing?
is I've got to retain this.
Practice helps with retaining information.
You gotta make more lightsabers.
So I guess the question I have is why is this stuff in shading anyway, specifically? Is it because it's a material and it makes it look nice and that's why it's here?
I mean, if you look at my screen, here in the layout, what I can do is I can go here, bring this up, and then here, just go to the shader editor, and ta-da, it looks exactly the same. So the only reason we go to the top things is just so we keep things a little bit more organized. So we can go back to layout whenever we want to do 3D stuff in full screen. And we can go to shading when we want something, and we can go to animation when we want something else, etc., etc., etc. It just makes things a little bit more organized. That's all.
I just was wondering because I was like, huh.
So now I can get rid of that. This is the only one I need. It has the normal map. And I can just give it the other textures that we've baked. Got the metallic that goes into metallic. And then we've got the color bake, which goes into the color.
Uh, color bake into a what sort of node?
Hmm?
You put the normals into a what sort of node?
You put the normals into a normal map node.
Normal.
And then you make an image texture.
Yeah, I got the image.
Yeah.
Open. Ah, that's because we got to save it. I'd do that. Maybe. Maybe.
There you go.
Oh.
There are more complicated normal bakes that you can do, but for a simple, like, make it look nice bevel, make it look higher polygon than it is bevel, this is the simplest way to do it. Now, should you guys want to do more material stuff, there is a very nice YouTube video I can suggest you guys. Aside from that, any further questions?
Roughness map.
Roughness map is the same as a metallic map. So let's do that real quickly.
If I plug the metallic straight into the roughness, it does not work how I want it to. It looks more inverted. So,
Okay. It's the same. You just want to make a black and white representation, or a grayscale in this case representation of what you want your roughness to be. So for example, for your silver, you want to make a new diffuse BSDF.
new diffuse BSDF. Okay.
Set the color to low roughness, so like a 0.1.
Okay.
No, not the roughness, the actual color. Because we're doing that roughness doesn't matter, because
Wait,
the
what?
bake doesn't care.
What do you want
So you
to
want
be 0.1 here?
you want the value to be 0.1.
So like very dark.
Yeah, because it's a roughness, right? So low roughness means it's going to be very dark.
Okay.
And then on your grip, you can just copy
Yes.
that diffuse BSDF if you like.
I'll
Diffuse BSDF and the image.
make the rough bake as well. I'm assuming I need a new image for that regardless.
Mhm.
So I'll just take these two copy. Grip. And for this one,
This one you want a high roughness, so like a 0.95, I guess.
okay. And then plug that in.
And then for the black part, it's up to you. What kind of roughness do you want?
It's a medium, so I guess just 0.5.
0.5.
Okay. And make sure
And
the rough bake is selected on all three.
and then in the bake, make sure you have the bake type set to diffuse.
Whoosh.
Now hit
This is
bake.
fine.
Yeah, it's fine. There you go.
All right. So if I go here and then pull in the rough bake, do I just slap it directly in?
Yep.
Oh, okay, okay. That's pretty good. I like it.
Yeah, it's just as simple as that.
Yeah.
He bakes you.
Don't forget to save your image before you close
I'm
Blender,
just
or the image will
dumb.
be gone.
Mm.
What's up, goat?
So, okay, so I brought up this again, the normal one we made, and put it in there into the base color.
Why are you plugging in the normal into the base color? Because the normal goes into the normal. Which you have correctly connected, as I can see. Normal goes into normal map, and that goes into normal. The only thing you're missing is that you need to connect your principled BSDF to your material output. So the green box, the big green box, big one, the one on the left side. You can delete that one. I don't know why you have that one. Yeah, just delete that.
On the right.
So the other big green box.
So you plugged all the things into it, but it's actually not plugged into the material output that way.
Yeah.
It's a different.
So you just connect that. Ta-da!
There's your cool looking lightsaber. Is it a staff saber?
It looks like a staff saber, like a two-hander.
Just wanted to be a little bit different.
So, is there a way to increase or reduce the effect of the metal or roughness maps?
Yes, what you can do is connect your roughness map to a color ramp. Put it in the, yeah. And now you can play with the black and white values. So if you think it's too metallic, you can even make that black a gray value. Oh, actually, keep the black where it is and select the white and turn that to a gray value.
It's interesting. Okay. I think making this lighter is definitely what I'm looking for.
Okay.
Because I reset the base one, so I have like a template of what I want to go for, and I think this looks more like glass than steel. So I'm trying to see what gets that effect.
It might just be Eevee being funky, so you might want to switch to cycled and then play with it. So just go to your rendered view.
Oh, up here.
Yeah, now take a look.
It still looks like glass. I'm not sure
Try,
what part of it.
try
is.
removing the normal map. Is that what's causing it?
Oh, it is. Oh, that's weird. Why does the normal map do that?
It might be because your normal map is sRGB. Blender doesn't like sRGB normal maps.
Wait, hold on. What if it just 0.5 that? That is an interesting effect it has.
Yeah, it's because your normal map is sRGB. I'm pretty sure that's what's causing it. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
Well, there must be a way to bake it so that it maintains its original effect then, no?
Yeah, when baking it, when making a new image, you just make sure it's set to non-color. So if you want, you can bake the normal map again.
Okay, we can try that, I guess. So, how would that work? To give it a different result, you say?
So when you're make a new image,
Yeah.
you see where it says color-based sRGB.
No.
Not color-based, color type, color source. What is it? I can't
Oh,
read.
here?
It's too tiny. Yes. Set that to non-color.
Oh. Oh, wait. I think that just fixed it. Even without having to,
Without having to
change
rebake
much.
it, fix it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me change them back to sRGB. Yes, it did. Okay. So that works. That's interesting. So that's just how it absorbs the normal map. That's... I didn't even have to rebake it. That's cool.
So
Still though, I'm not sure that's the intended effect, but, you know, if it works, it works. Well, these all have different effects. That's pretty fucking wild.
these are all different color profiles with like different cameras and stuff. But for normal maps, since we're saving data instead of an actual image You want it to be non-color for the most part.
But normal maps are generally three vectors of color, which is the RGB. I'm not sure what the S is for in that abbreviation, but you know.
Standard.
Oh.
But I'm pretty sure it's standard sRGB.
I'm curious why non-color has a better effect. That's a bit fucking goofy, but hey, it works for the intended purpose. I dig it. It keeps the rounded corners and still has the
So
shine.
now try switching to EV to your material preview.
How do I do that again?
The center orb.
This one or this one?
Yeah, yeah. The upper one.
Oh.
Yes. There you go.
I was looking a bit glass again.
I guess you'll have to tinker with it in Unreal Engine, see how that looks.
What if I swap to sRGB here? Oh, that's... Oh my gosh. Looks way too smooth. Oh my gosh. Okay. Interesting. But yes. Not sure why it wants black in this crevice here.
If something is too metallic, it'll take the color of the environment. Maybe that's what's going on. Because the environment is mostly black, so it turns black.
Not sure.
Also, welcome back, Kat.
I think it might have been the bevels being too rough on the harsh edges I wanted. When we baked initially. That might be it.
Yeah, so
I'm
you
not
so you
sure.
might have to like make another bevel node and just reduce the radius a bit.
Yeah. Can I just do that here with a single node on the copied one?
Yeah, just make a new bevel node, make a new diffuse BSDF.
Oh, that's not what I want to do. Okay, Shift D, it's Shift A. I'm fucking stupid. Diffuse. Vivian.
You want to plug that into normal instead of the
yeah.
color.
Radius. 25 maybe? And then
The bevel node only works in cycles. So you want to just hold Z in your 3D view, cursor Z, and switch to rendered.
looks pretty alright.
Try unplugging the bevel.
It's very small, but how small can I make it before it's insignificant, or at least still significant but small? I think that 0.015 maybe. Yeah.
You want to make a image, select your image. Yeah.
Yeah. And then just back. See what happens.
There you go.
Yo, I think they actually fixed my my issue. It was just too big of a radius. See if I try to go back here. Yeah. Okay, so the radius does have a big impact.
Yep.
That's nice. Yeah. This looks a lot better. It also isn't as egregious in this corner anymore. Nice. Good stuff. Wonderful, wonderful. Now I will save this. Thank you so much.
Hell yeah. Now your homework is to put this inside Unreal Engine and show me.
Easy. I'll even make fucking swinging animations for it. I'll make it have a laser beam that turns into an axe or some crazy shit.
Hallie,
Meow.
how you doing?
I'm doing good. I didn't make a roughness map, but I think it's all good.
Yeah, as long as you understand the basics, which I'm sure you do.
Mhm.
You don't need to do all the other things because you don't have a game engine of choice yet.
No, I mean, I guess Unity, that's only because I'd be if I my project and goal is I'm sick of using bases. I need to make my own model now for VR
I
chat.
see.
Ah,
That's my real secret goal.
I was about to say, I don't think anyone uses Unity for anything else than VR chat these days.
Exactly.
Yeah, makes
Explodes.
sense. Makes sense. It's also the only reason I got into it. Well,
Goat
and
is doing it
initially.
for a similar purpose. Goat is doing it to learn how to make 3D printable fursuits.
Ooh, nice.
So would like to make my own game someday
Not bad.
and make my own 3D models.
Well, this
Hell
is a
yeah.
good start on that.
And Katuna, I don't know what Katuna wants.
Yes.
Katuna just wants to
Exactly.
be cool. And that's respectable.
Exactly.
Honestly, I just want to learn how to do all of the things because I haven't decided fully on what I want to do yet. So I figure it's better to know how to do it and not use it than need to know how to use it and not know how.
Very respectable.
Also, funny coincidence, Katuna. How do you
Yeah.
know my younger brother?
Hmm?
You know my younger brother from somewhere. How?
Me? I don't know. Which one's your younger brother?
Star Pup Alex.
Huh. I don't know, honestly.
Because he was like, "Oh, brother, dear brother of mine, I want to buy some guns. Please buy the guns for me." And I was like, "Okay, there's a pack of like 20 guns. Which gun do you want?" And he was like,
Oh, okay. So no, I know him because he was in the I think he had a an entry or whatever in the playtesting segment of your server, and I had volunteered to
I
playtest
see.
their I had volunteered to playtest their game.
Hmm.
How did it go? Did you like the
Nice.
game?
I mean, I like the stuff that they have so far, but they're still trying to figure out like a story and stuff like that. Right now, they still have the sandbox stuff up right now.
Yeah, I'm the one doing all the coding, so you know.
Oh, well, in that case, yes. I don't remember. I don't remember if I had told you, but I discovered how to become a UFO with a tire.
Yeah, that is one of the classic source engine shenanigans where you stand on a thing and it floats you away into the sky.
Yep. I don't know why it's just fastest with tires for some reason.
Love it.
Amazing.
Picks up a bucket just perfectly in Skyrim to float wherever I need to be.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, so
I
he
haven't-
was like, none of these guns are real. I asked my friends, and they're like, none of all these names are made up. And then he showed me a screenshot. It was you, and I was like, holy lord.
Yeah, I know. I had suspected as such because I think the people that made the pack, which he confirmed later, are just trying to basically get around trade laws.
Yeah, yeah. But we did end up buying the pack, so you know, look forward to
Oh.
that coming to the game soon.
Nice.
He just came to me. He's like, I downloaded the pack and I don't know how to set it up. Can you set it up for me? And I was like, okay, I'll do that. And that's how it goes. Like, at each step, he comes to me and he's like, please do this for me. I was like, okay. Please do this for me next one. Okay. And that's how his game is being made.
Okay. But yeah, no, that's how I know. I didn't even know you two were. I didn't even know you two were brothers until literally just now.
Yeah,
Amazing.
me neither.
I don't think any of us made
I usually kept him outside of the social circle because he was under 18. But then now
Fair
he's
enough.
recently become 18, so I invited him to the server. I'm like, okay, now you can be part of the gang.
Ah, nice.
So when is he coming in to learn 3D?
He already knows. He already knows.
Oh, so why is he asking you
Oh.
for everything? Or is that just coding?
Yeah, he's mostly like unfamiliar with code, so I'm doing the coding part.
Ah, so much like me, I guess.
Yeah.
I know enough about code to say I don't know a lot about code.
Sam.
explodes.
Oh, sorry.
Checks the documentation and explodes.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I understand it. I can code some pretty basic stuff, but I'm not going to be making anything amazing anytime soon.
Hello, world.
Pretty much.
There's a very cool Hello World song that gets stuck in my head all the time. Let me see if I can find it.
Like, I think the most complex thing I think I've programmed myself was a very, very, very simplistic, like, side-scrolling game. And there's animation. There's not a lot of animation, but there's animation. And your character can walk and shoot, and there's a bunch of guys that try to stab you.
Very cool.
Very valid. Like,
Mm.
wait, what did it fail to say? Oh, okay.
I'm dropping the thing in the Music Blaster channel.
Remember, we did a lot of data. Wow. I did like 2 years of programming only. Only in high school. Ah. Let's. Hello.
All right, so we've made a color map. We've made a metallic map. We've made a roughness map. We've made a normal map. What else do you guys want from me?
Presently, I can't think of anything else. If I do, I can just bug you, but I can't think of anything at the moment.
All right, nice. The next class we're going to have was supposed to be like a culmination of everything, but I feel like people need more time to digest what we've learned so far. So we might just make something else similar to the lightsaber and not go with the companion cube because the companion cube is pretty complicated.
Okay.
Okay.
But if you guys want to do the companion cube, then we can. I'm not against it. But I feel like some members of the class do need more practice. And there are still a couple people who haven't even taken the Pokeball class and are signing up for the lightsaber class. So I'm very confused.
They probably think they are more like intermediate users. I think they
Entirely
skip the easy
possible.
parts. So, yeah.
How do we make the
But-
lightsaber do the lights?
Well, that's so
mean-
easy. Look at me. Look at me.
Yeah.
How can you look at me? I'm on the other side of the planet.
I'm looking at the other side of the planet right now, okay?
I'll just look like
He's
down or
there.
something and
She's
hold my
right
head and I
behind
have
you.
I'm staring across the apex, watching you in real time.
I'm just in your
What
walls.
what I'm going to do is similar to how we made the Pokeball. I'm going to make a cube, add a modifier subdivision surface, and add a modifier cast. Set this to 1, set this to 2. Apply both.
Yeah.
Scale this down
Yeah.
to where it's about the radius of the tippy tip of the lightsaber.
Okay.
Select half of the thing, make it go inside the thing, and we have a saber blade.
Like
Saberblad.
And now I can just give this a new material, similar to how we did the button on the Pokeball. Mine is going to be a nice purple. And then similar to how we did the Pokeball, I just need to set the compositor to always. And then in the compositor, turn on use nodes, add a glare node, set it to bloom, and perchance we have a glowy lightsaber.
nice. Alright.
So what was it you did? You started with a cube and subdivided it?
You
Or
All right, let's go through this. I subdivided the cube. I applied the subdivision modifier.
Yeah.
I went into top view. In edit mode. In wireframe mode. Select half of the cube. Now press G and Y. And ta-da! You have a blade. Now you can shrink it down if you want. Yes, one more time from the top. In object mode first. Add a cube. So Shift A. Now press Control and then 2 on your keyboard, not numpad. That's the easy way of adding that modifier. Go to your modifier tab. As you can see, the modifier is already there, so just apply it. Now press G and Y. Put that there. You might want to shrink it down a little bit. So press S. Okay. Now go to your top view. In edit mode. Wireframe. Select half. Now G, Y. Put that inside. You just want it to be inside the tippy tip instead of halfway through the blade. G and Y. Okay. And now you want the other half. Very nice. Now just give it a new material. Yeah. Now scroll down to emission. Give it a value of like 100 and whatever color you want. Now it's working, but it's not glowing because we don't have the glare node set up. So I would like you to go into the compositing tab at the top. Click use nodes. And now drag out from the render layers node the image. Drag it out. Glare image. Set the streaks mode to no, not the streak amount, the drop down at the top middle-ish area. There's a dark gray box that says streaks. Yeah, there you go. Just set that to bloom. And now go back to layout. And then in your render mode drop down, set the compositor mode to always. Ta-da! It's glowing. Now, if you want to reduce the amount, you go back to the compositor and play with those settings.
So goddamn bright. And then all I need to do is copy and paste it and put it on the other side.
Basically. You can do Shift D to duplicate. So you press Shift D Y and then move it.
Now I got a lightsaber. I got a lightsaber.
Hell yeah. The streaks mode looks really weird, but you know, you can have fun with it.
Yeah. Oh.
Now, if you guys like, feel free to post a picture of it in the Blender chat.